Dear followers of de wereld morgen, that's the world tomorrow in Dutch language. Today we are as a guest Mr. Yaser Jamal, welcome, who's going to talk a bit about the situation in Gaza. We are de wereld morgen. We try to give a voice to the social struggle here and abroad, to the climate struggle, and of course, to the struggle for peace in the world. We have always, ever since we existed in 2010, taking the stand of international law, which says that people have the right to self-determination. Now, and so ever since 7 October, we totally reject the mainstream narrative that says that everything started on 7 October. No, we say there's a context and there's a history. And to get a bit more of that context and that history of what is going on in Gaza, it's only 5 days after not just another massacre, but the worst one since 7 October, 273, still counting, in the Nusayrat camp. Now, yeah, Yaser, please welcome. Could you tell us, first of all, a little bit about yourself for our viewers to know who you are, where you come from, etc. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for standing with the right side, I would say, of struggles and for advocating for human rights, for all of us as a human to live a better life in this small world. First of all, I'm Yaser Jamal. I'm 33 years old. I've been here living in Belgium for about 2 years now. Before, I've been living in Palestine, in Gaza, for 30 years. First of all, as you said, as a movement, you have been for so long advocating for human rights. I lived and I grew up. First of all, sorry I studied English language translation in the university. Then I had my master degree in literature. Living in Gaza all these years showed me so many meanings or ways of coping with life. Because I grew up under occupation. I was a little kid when I used to go through the borders, through the checkpoints of the Israelis. Even when I want to go from a place to another place, in Gaza, inside Gaza, I remember my uncle, who has passed away now in this horrific war. When I was a kid, he had to get me with him to go through the checkpoints, because in a car you cannot get through Israeli checkpoints alone. He has to have two people in the car. So I have this image of growing up through all the occupation, the occupation movement, that they
Could I just ask what specific area of Gaza you lived?
I was living in Gaza city, in Gaza, in a area called Al Nasser city. It's a residential area that has been wide to the ground right now in Gaza city. Again, growing up under this occupation and under this kind of situation, opened, I think, for me personally, so many ways to deal. Sorry, I just get a little bit distracted. But anyway, I was gonna say, again, growing up during this occupation, that I knew by living there that there is more than what the world know about us. There is, especially after, because I used to travel every when I could, every time, every time to Egypt, to here, to look at the outside look of what's happening in there. There's always, there has always been again, as you maybe said in the beginning, another narrative that the whole media stream that shows to the world, which is not really the reality that I lived and I experienced during the whole life I've been there. From this just small point of getting harassed and living under checkpoints, military checkpoints, and that you are not being able to travel, that you are, it's maybe one of the basic simple human rights in the world, that you can. I had always the dream that I'm gonna be traveling the world. I'm gonna see adventures. But none of us can have these simple dreams of exploring, or because we are simply cannot go through our own cities freely. So so many of these experience that I lived there, and after I got out and I saw the narrative, as you said, that especially after the unfortunately after the 7th of October, that the whole narrative of the Israeli side just a little bit shifted, because to not stream the narrative that just really is going on the ground right there, but they use what happened on the 7th of October to make an excuse to do this genocide freely.
So I suppose you still have lots of family and relatives and friends in Gaza. Could you tell us a bit more about what they tell you about the situation there now?
Yeah, of course. I still have what's left of my family.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I lost during this war my father, through in the bombardment, in the safe zones. I lost my father, my uncles, and 7 of my close family. But the life that they are living there, I come from a very well educated family. My mother had a doctorate. She speaks 6 languages. My sister, I have a genius small sister that she's still alive now, but hardly intense. Uh, what I wanted to say, that there's 90% of the Gazas that have this the educated community, these people and all of the Gazans now are mostly living in tents, that they have never used to this kind of life. Not only the tents, the whole the whole primary living that they are living right now. Uh, yeah, Honestly, it's for me as a Palestinian that have been in Gaza his whole life. It's extremely hard for me to even imagine what they tell me they are living through their daily struggle from doing their food, from cooking on the fire. Yeah, for getting water every week, they have to get water to the upside gallons, so they would be able to have a little bit shower or drinking water, which is yeah, it's they are living in a daily life struggle that has been never experience, that they have never faced, or at least no one is really have faced this during this kind of atrocity or horrific acts that are doing to us. And I think no one is would have ever been prepared or ready for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was saying about my little sister that she really do not sleep for days out of the sounds, out of the internal. She was digged out of the rubble when the bombardment was hit the place they were sheltered, and she still. After 8 months, the bombardment happened in the 21 of October, and until now she spent like 5 days without sleeping a bit until her body just resist all what she think. And yeah, she barely sleep every 5 or 6 days for an hour or 2 hour. My other sisters, whenever she hear a very small sudden sound, she freak out. I think the news so much shows how many of us is being killed, how many of us is injured, how my little niece lost her arm, but I don't think they show how these people feel, how
Mm-hmm.
this affects their feelings, or their, in a way, not only their feelings, because their feelings reflects on the way they live their life, they think, they react, they communicate sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I would just like to ask you, there's a lot of movement here. There are manifestations. The universities in Ghent and so on have finally decided to boycott Israeli universities who collaborate with the genocide. Now, what I wanted to know is, when you communicate with your family, whenever it is possible, how well are people in Gaza aware of this international solidarity? I'm not talking about our governments. I'm talking
I
about
understand.
ordinary
Yeah.
people. Do they know about this?
Yeah, actually, because in a way, I'm following kind of the movements here in Belgium in general, the movement in Ghent or Antwerp or Brussels, or
Or in other
all the
countries, United
universities
States?
around the countries, and it's really. And I'm gonna before I'm gonna say my feeling about it, but I'm gonna deliver my family feeling, my brother feelings, when I tell him that uh, unfortunately for them, they feel so not happy in the matter of say, but they feel that, in a way, for sorry to say, that the bloodshed, the martyrs, or the dead people that they had to give, or they had to lose, uh, are moving things around the world, are starting a new movements of solidarity, a new around the world that wasn't actually there before, or at least with this strong direction into into boycotting, into doing something, and I'm really happy and they're really glad that these movements are progressing and achieving so many very important goals from our point of view, because for of course, as a Palestinian, I see that the Israeli country is a occupation country out of settlements and illegal existence. But we see that the first step for fighting this genocide and this illegal country is by boycotting it, by the people around the world, not only us, understand what behind this facade, I would say, or what behind this image that they have been learning about or hearing about for years, so many years now, from another point of view. So this solidarity movement is really giving them a very small glimpse of hope, especially during this war. They see that it's it's the end for their life, because they don't see any kind of what is gonna happen in the next week. They don't know. They can't plan for 2 or 3 days ahead, so they don't have an image of what's gonna be. But this kind of solidarity movement, when they see news or when they try to open the internet and look at the demonstration in the US or the demonstration in here in Belgium, the students movement, that they are achieving so much at the moment, at least here in Belgium, from the movement I have been to, they are achieving so very important points in the way of boycotting and in the way of showing the real illegal country to the world. And that's one of the, from our opinion, one of the most important point into progressing into showcase this cause in general.
Well, Yaser, thank you very, very much for this bringing this story. This is an important message for the people here, the activists here, to keep going, because the struggle is far from over, as you know. And it's also very positive that we see that, at least under the horrible circumstances, that we give a glimpse of hope. And let's hope that this indeed may be the beginning of change for the Palestinian people. So I thank you very much for your story.
Thank you.
I also would
Thank
like
you for
to
having
thank.
me.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
thank you.
Yeah, no. And I also would like to thank our followers at the Wereld Morgen. Please don't forget, we bring you this news for free, but we always accept your donations whenever you can afford it. It's always appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.